So where do we stand right now? We get a lot of questions about NTI. And let's, I'm going to be as candid as I can be about this. I spoke about this back in September when the legislature passed the most recent bill. We stood outside. Many of you were probably there with me. I think we were in the parking lot doing a press conference getting my reaction to it. Many of the steps that the legislature took was positive. But I also said at that time that I had a significant concern about only having 10 days of NTI. As a matter of fact, I will quote from September 10th what I said when I was asked. I think we needed more flexibility with NTI days. I want to stay in person. I don't necessarily want unlimited NTI days, but I have a real concern with only 10 NTI days that it's going to be a real struggle, not just in JCPS, but throughout the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. And that is where we are right now. So we have 10 NTI days. There are 21 days left through the first week in February. As we have talked to experts locally and at the state level and followed the national narrative as you have, it looks that Omicron will most likely peak towards the end of January. And so with that being the case and talking to health experts, we most likely have not seen the worst of Omicron when it comes to our community and our schools. So with 21 school days through February, and that's to say if that happens, we have 10 NTI days that we clearly have to make sure we use. There is a great fear for me that we will use our 10 NTI days and come to a point where we cannot hold school effectively and not have the tools we need to make sure that we continue safely in-person school. The legislature has given us 10 days. That's what we have. We have 4 additional days that JCPS goes above and beyond the 1,062 required hours by state statute. But state statute clearly says we have to have 1,062 hours in by June 30th. So that puts us in a very difficult situation on a daily basis to make a decision that, yes, it's been tough these 2 days we've been in school, just 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, to make sure that we have the staffing to stay in school. But we also have to make sure that, we use our days extremely effectively. I will call on the legislature. As I said back then, I know we need more than 10 NTI days. This is just assuming that Omicron is the last variant that we will face, which is very difficult to assume. We have no idea what February, March, April, and May might bring us as we move forward. So, I think we're going to need, I know we're going to need a lot more flexibility. I know there is a proposal out there, legislation around increasing to 10 remote days. I appreciate that, but I do think there are going to need to be additional days for the entire district, additional NTI days, because this is something that affects every single school on a daily basis, and it's very difficult for us to pinpoint school by school when we have the numbers that we have. So I would call on the legislature and those to ask your legislator to give us more flexibility when it comes to NTI. We do not want to go to any type, and I want to stress this, any type of permanent NTI which was marked by the 1920 school year. In the same way, we will not be taking NTI on a day-to-day basis. So we will not say we're going to NTI for one day. As we talk to medical experts, Eva Stone, who I want to thank, who has just been a warrior through all of this. I don't think she ever imagined doing all this when she took this job, but the great work that she's done. One day of NTI will not do much for us when we are talking about clearing out, so to speak, those that are quarantined or have positive cases. So we will be looking for multiple days, although we will not, obviously, with only 10 days, be making any type of permanent or long-term NTI decision. But we will look, obviously, to pair it with weekends, holidays, those type of things, so we can get as many days in a row to see how many that can come out of quarantine, what we have to do.